Second minute off the clock now in the fourth. Collins and Nurkic up front together. Evans out there with C.J. McCollum. And it's Gray in at the 3 spot. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. And so many great young players around the NBA right now, Steve. If you were starting a franchise, who would you look to build around?
I mean, there's some guys. I mean, Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns. Joel Embiid is one of those guys I think has a chance to be a superstar. It's so many guys. Giannis Antetokounmpo for sure. And I think a name I'm going to throw out there, Devin Booker. I think one day he's going to get a chance to be a franchise player.
His dad played in the league. You're right. That's a good name to keep track of. Clock at 2. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And across the NBA, we've seen players taking a vocal stance on various social issues. Smitty, you think that's pretty important?
Very important, and I think this generation has done it better than my generation. Obviously speaking out, but yes, they're using their social media tools to come out and talk about important issues. And the one thing you just want to bring light to these issues, and hopefully a lot of people, the more light you bring, the more solutions I think will come about.
Well said. From downtown, knocks down the 3 ball. And that's 28 points for the great one.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Coming out of the break, they've relied on their perimeter offense to generate points. Right now, it's working. I'll tell you, he just hasn't been able to get it done on the offensive end. It's kind of dragged down the team.
Mirotic, a screen on McCollum. He came off the screen and finished with authority.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
That was just a textbook pick that allowed him room, and he took advantage of it.
Gray kicks to Nurkic. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
The pass to Mirotic. Back to Payne. Now here's Markkanen. He feeds it to Gay. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Damian Lillard, he's checked in for Evans. Passes it to the great one. And he jams it with authority.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Trailblazers trail by 18.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And the basket by McCollum.
And that's an element McCollum brings to their offense, the ability to drain the outside shot. It stretches the defense and makes them keep bodies on the perimeter.
Here's the great one. Knocked away. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. And Portland making a change here. Swanigan's checked in. Lopez, he's checked in for the Bulls. Gay with no one around. Offline with his 3.
If you're trying to keep the defense honest, that's the one you really have to make.
Good on the shot. 35 points for Lillard.
Yeah, you got to enjoy seeing Lillard fire away here. An awesome scorer who can just take over games all by himself.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated. And a good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half, doing a great job at the line.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
You think back when Fred Hoiberg was a player in the NBA, great shooter who had a strong knowledge of the game. Not too surprised he ended up as a coach.
And Smitty, you and Hoiberg played against one another during your careers and even guarded each other, I think, from time to time. What was it like going up against a player like him?
You know, Kevin, he must have been real young because I'm so old. I don't even remember that. But I do know and remember Fred Hoiberg and watching him coach. He is a fast decision maker. Also would find space as a player. And you see some of his strengths as a player and how he designs his offense right now.
And the foul called on the great one. That's foul number 2 for him. McCollum with the ball. Screened by Nurkic. McCollum kicks to Nurkic. Here's Gray. Sinks the three-pointer.
I mean, just a good shooter taking what the defense allows. Finds some space out beyond the arc.
The great one passes to Lopez. Nurkic with the block. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Lillard, and it's blocked by Mirotic. And he's able to get it back. And it's good, 2 points. 37 points for Lillard.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Now, here is Mirotic. Shot off the pick. It's rebounded by Gray. Trailblazers trail by 12. The dish now to Nurkic. Out left to the wing. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Three-pointer, Lillard. Rebound by the Bulls. They led by as many as 18 points. Here's the great one. He is guarded by McCollum. Lopez, a screen on McCollum. The great one passes to Lopez. He got right to the cup using that screen. And the Bulls lead by 14.
What a luxury it is as a passer to have a pick-and-roll target as big as Robin Lopez. Makes life easy.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Some guys, they just know how to get away with it, and some don't.
The Bulls leading by 14. Here's the great one. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. Nurkic, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Collins checked in for Portland. That free throw good from the great one. Well, Steve, you were such a great shooter over the course of your terrific career. Is that something that just came naturally to you? Was it learning the right technique early on, or was it just repetition?
You know, Kevin, started off in high school. I was a big George Gervin fan, so I had my elbows out trying to shoot like him. Got to Michigan State, and Judd Heathcote had his little ruler making my elbow get in, and he had this thing called ready shoot. I did that over and over and over. So I would say naturally I was pretty good, but it was repetition and a guy like Judd Heathcote making me a good shooter into a better shooter. And then plus, I played with Tim Duncan and David Robinson one year. You're talking about wide open looks. I led the league in three-point shooting because of those guys. Well, whenever you watch the Bulls, you can't help but think back to their golden age. I remember those days. The 90 Bulls are arguably one of the best teams ever. Hard to argue with the greatness of those teams.
And Smitty, you got to play against Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in the 90s. Just what was it like going up against them during their peak as a team?
A nightmare. The reason why you had two wing defenders in Jordan and Pippen who could guard the basketball. And then you had both those guys that were excellent on offense. And at the end of the game, they had the greatest closer of all time, in my opinion, in MJ.
And here's Payne after Damian Lillard was able to get the three to go. Stripped it away. And here's McCollum. Lillard with no one around. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 9. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Mirotic, the pass to the great one. .43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Second shot opportunity. And he gets it to go. The great one's got 41.
And just staying aggressive, continuing to extend that lead.
They left nothing to chance. This is how you close out.
Now here's McCollum. There's the screen. Three-pointer, Lillard. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Chicago with the ball. They lead by 11. Payne passes to the great one. It's rebounded by Gray. Three-pointer, Lillard sinks the triple.
That's just great court recognition there. He saw the D pack in the lane on the break, so he calmly rose up and drained the transition three.
And so it's Chicago winning this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Steve Smith, Craig Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in.